Welcome back. We've been working our way through the topic of angelology, what the Bible really speaks about spiritual beings. And today we're going to ask the question, who are the watchers? Who are the watchers? The watchers are only located in one place in the Bible. They have to do with Nebuchadnezzar, which is why I have an artist rendition of Nebuchadnezzar here when he goes mad and is eating with the animals. But who are these watchers, and what is meant by the term watcher? Well, watcher is Aramaic for waking, wakeful one, or one who watches. And the idea is that it's an individual that watches things and is awake and aware of what's going on. In the Bible, as I already said, they're only found in Daniel 4:13 through 23. And they're used extensively in Second Temple Jewish literature, First Enoch, Jubilees, and the Book of Giants. See here in Daniel chapter 4, I, Nebuchadnezzar, and that's added by me, this word Nebuchadnezzar, so we know who's speaking. I, Nebuchadnezzar, saw in the visions of my head as I lay in bed, and behold, a watcher, a holy one, came down from heaven. The sentence, fast forwarding to verse 16, the sentence is by the decree of the watchers, the decision by the word of the holy ones, to the end that the living may know what the Most High rules the kingdom of men, and gives to it whom he will, and sets over it the lowliest of men. And so we've already seen these watchers are called holy ones, coming down from heaven. They're decreeing, they're making decisions. Daniel 4:23, and because the king saw a watcher, a holy one, coming down from heaven and saying, chop down the tree and destroy it, but leave the stump and its roots in the earth, bound with a band of iron and bronze, in the tender grass of the field, and let him be wet with the dew of heaven. And let his portion be with the beasts of the field, till 7 periods of time pass over him. So the sentence on Daniel is recording the sentence on Nebuchadnezzar by the watchers. Given the language, it seems the most likely candidate for the watchers would just be another name for the sons of God. How I derive that is that they're called holy ones. The sons of God are called holy ones. Angels are called holy ones. So it tips you off that there's some type of spiritual being. We also see they come from heaven, so the spiritual realm. And then here in Daniel, we also see there's a decree that's coming down from them. And so they have some kind of authority, some kind of rule. Now remember, where Daniel's at here when he's writing his book here, he is in Babylon, where Nebuchadnezzar is. And so there's going to be sons of God who are over Babylon. And there's probably some sort of decree that's come from God Most High that Nebuchadnezzar is to be humbled. And it would even seem, many think that as a result, when after these 7 years end, that Nebuchadnezzar is humbled to the point where he acknowledges the one true God, Yahweh. Enoch also mentions the watchers quite a bit here. He says in 1 Enoch 1:3 through 5, and concerning the chosen I speak now, and concerning them I take up my discourse. The great Holy One, or the mighty God, will come forth from his dwelling, and the eternal God will tread from thence upon Mount Sinai. He will appear with his army. He will appear with his mighty host from the heaven of heavens. All the watchers will fear and quake. And those who are hiding in all the ends of the earth will sing, and the ends of the earth will be shaken and trembling, and great fear will seize them, the watchers unto the ends of the earth. So this seems to be a prophecy from Enoch that's not about the flood, but taking place far in the future, what we would call the second coming of Christ, is what I would call this, and that the watchers who have rebelled and turned against God, they will fear on this day. Because this is the day that God is coming back to take back the nations through Jesus Christ forevermore. And their judgment is coming. And so the watchers here seem to be the sons of God who have rebelled. So who are the watchers? Just to recap here. Well, it's likely a Babylonian term for spirit beings. Daniel was talking to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. The king first used the term watcher, which Daniel then repeats and clarifies as a watcher, a holy one, almost like he's trying to clarify for us that what a watcher means, because it's a Babylonian term, and Daniel knows that his audience, which would be a Jewish, Hebrew-speaking audience, probably would need some clarification. Some assert, though, that the term watcher is connected to Akkadian writings about the Apkallu. In Babylonian mythology, the Apkallu were demigods who lived among humans, taught them to serve the gods, then impregnated women who gave birth to Apkallu human hybrids. These offspring, along with the rest of humanity, eventually angered the gods who would then destroy the world in the flood. This myth may be the backdrop for the infamous events in Genesis 6, 1 through 4, and would explain why a Babylonian king used his culture's term for a spirit being. Now, this does sound familiar. It does sound like the backdrop for Genesis 6, 1 through 4. And the interesting thing is many cultures in their histories from around the world have not only a flood narrative, but also a narrative where gods or beings or angels or whatever you want to call them come and mate with women and have offspring. That is just as common as the whole flood narrative. Now, why would that be? Well, probably because these are actual events that happened in the past, and all these different cultures and nations are trying to write down some kind of idea based on their worldview and their understanding of what actually took place. And for the Akkadians, the Apkallu, they view this as a good, positive thing because they were able to receive great power and still dabbled in things like this in some capacity after the flood. And so this paints it in a positive light for them. But in Genesis 6, 1 through 4, the sons of God coming down and mating with women is not a good thing. In fact, God is very upset about it. One of the reasons for sending the flood. And somehow these Nephilim that they're called in there continue on into the future. And that's all. We're going to stop there. But when I get around to session 6 this week and session 7 next week, we're going to do a deep dive and all that type of stuff that the Bible talks about, the sons of God taking human wives and producing offspring, and what that meant for humanity and what it means even for us today.